Real Nerds is a proud partner of the Denver Podcast Network. In the shadow of the mountains,
we speak.
Hello, everybody. I'm JD Lopez, the host of Left Hand Right Brain. It's a free-flowing, wide-ranging conversation that I have with artists doing interesting and creative things here in Denver and beyond. We talk about their personal stories, break down their creative process, and what motivates them. Spoiler alert, it's mostly spite. We talk about all these things and more while kicking back, cracking wise, and always having a good time. You can find old episodes and everything you need to know at lefthandrightbrainpod.com.
Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Jonathan Tiersten from The Perfect House and Sleepaway Camp, and you are listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to another Real Nerds Podcast interview from Denver Pop Culture Con 2019. Hope you enjoy.
Welcome to the Real Nerds Podcast live from Denver Pop Culture Con 2019. I'm here with a returning adventure into the world of creativity. Sam, say hi to the folks at Denver Pop Culture Con.
Hey, Denver Pop Culture Con. How's it going?
Good. And you are here to talk about a project that you're still working on, but you were talking to us a little bit about last year. It's called Dreams. Do you want to explain to the folks who haven't heard your other interview from last year yet what Dreams is about?
Yeah, it's a three-part trilogy I'm working on. It's going to come out maybe next year.
Okay.
I'm going to make it as soon as possible.
Right
hopefully. On. It's about this guy who just broke up with his ex-girlfriend, and he starts having these dreams of this dream girl.
Mm-hmm.
After the dreams become too intense, he tries to find her in real life.
Right. Is it going to be a series of short films or like a feature-length trilogy?
Feature-length trilogy.
Right on. Yeah. Right on. So, so for anybody who doesn't write at home, like, can you go through the process and kind of tell us, like, what's it been like for you developing the script from the idea point to now and where it is at the current point?
Oh, well, for me it was difficult for a little bit because, well, writing was the hardest part for me.
Right on.
Because I had to come up with new things.
Mm-hmm.
And these were actually real dreams I've had personally.
Right on.
So I have to use my own, inspiration for that.
Like your own experiences and kind of just your own kind of general dreamscape and kind of try to transplant it onto film.
Yeah.
Have you found it hard kind of transferring those dreams over and like describing them in the detail that you would want them to be described in?
Sometimes it is, but when I hear one specific song, it's like, oh, I can remember it pretty fast.
So it's a mental kickback. It just kind of gives you an idea of what you were thinking at the time.
Yeah.
Right on. So is it broken up thematically into different sections for each film? So is it like dreams, nightmares,
awakens.
Awakenings?
Yes.
Okay, right on. So the dreams part, would that be a little bit more like a lighter affair? Nightmares would obviously be a little bit darker, and awakenings would be kind of like a culmination of the two combined.
Yeah. The first one, it's all calm and easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second one is where the world goes to shit. Mm-hmm. The president releases an agenda to eliminate half the population.
Okay.
It's crazy to think that something would happen like that.
No, absolutely.
And with our current president, I think it would happen.
Oh God. Yeah.
So, for inspiration-wise, I was like, well, I could use some of that and put it into that kind of detail. And And I've been working on this movie for several years now. I'm now on the second. I'm now on the third script.
From the first script.
Yeah.
So how long has it taken, like, from that point to get you to that first script? Like, are you halfway through the first script? Or are you completed with the first script?
Oh, I'm done with the first script.
Okay.
I'm working on the third one now.
Oh, the third one. I'm sorry. It's hard to hear in here.
Oh, you're good.
So when in the process with the first script, Dreams, second one, Nightmares, third one, Awakenings, what has developed since then? Like, has your opinion about even the first two scripts changed as you're getting into the third one, as you've gone on the journey?
Yeah, a few times it has done that, where I was like, well, that didn't make sense, so I'll have to go back and rewrite that.
Okay.
And just introducing the characters I didn't do in the first one was a bit harder.
Yeah. Were they ones that you came back to afterwards and go like, no, I want this character in this one too?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you? I find it hard to believe that anybody can ever have the capacity to write like a trilogy or like a saga of stuff. Like they're people I admire greatly because they're taking all these ideas and putting them into a setting that works for like a whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was the most difficult aspect of that for you? Was it just collecting all the info you wanted, or was it elaborating on every character?
I think it was a little bit of both. Elaborating on each character was the most difficult thing that I had to do when I was working on those characters. Like,
Right.
Of course, for example, you met my two friends Noah and Dakota just now.
Yeah.
The Brendan, that's the my best friend. The character's best friend, the main character's best friend, and that's my best friend Noah.
Right.
And then I have another friend that's named James, and that's Dakota. I used all of my inspiration from my friends and like their personalities, and I just put it into that.
Right on.
So
Perfect. So, as you're creating this kind of like three-part trilogy and whatnot, do you like immediately think about how long everything's going to be, or are you just kind of just sticking to the story and just letting it fly? Like, basically, like, could it be like each script is 3 hours, the worth of 3 hours long, or is it just going to be like condensed specifically to fit a certain runtime?
I'm gonna get it condensed into a specific runtime.
Right.
If I can, because I want it to be, to the point where they look at it and they're like, "Oh my God, what the hell?"
Right.
Because there's a lot of plot twists in my movie
Yeah.
that will leave you hanging, like for wanting more for each part.
Right. Oh, perfect. Well, before I let you go, I want to ask you one more question in terms of like writing these scripts and whatnot. Do you have any advice for anybody else who's trying to work on their idea, their passion project, and like something that you can tell to them that gets you up in the morning to go out and write?
Yeah. Usually, I listen to a lot of music, or I work with a group of people that I know that could help me with the script perfectly. Each time I do that, they're like, okay, we're going to sit here, write the script, do nothing except write the script. Maybe have a little inside jokes now and then, but we're here to work. So every single time that I did work there with them, with people that I've been working with and everything like that, it's been difficult, don't get me wrong. But I think the biggest thing for writing is that you always have to keep marching forward, even though you might have writer's block in the future. Writer's block is the thing that everybody gets.
Yeah.
And it's a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong. But in the end, it helps you once you have a good group of people and you have good music to listen to as well.
Perfect. Yep, there you go. Set that discipline for yourself and keep going at it, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Well, thank you, Sam. Once again, one more time, let people know what the project is and how they can find out about it.
It's Dream. It is the Dreams trilogy. You can find out more on Facebook. The Dreams movie, and then you can try to go to In Effect Productions on Facebook, Instagram. So
perfect. Right on. We were just talking with Sam here on Real Nerds Podcast live from Denver Pop Culture Con 2019.
This has been another Real Nerds Podcast interview from Denver Pop Culture Con 2019. See you next year.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Draft House in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.